something. Yeah.
Hi everybody, thank you so much for your patience with me hopping on today. I am going to go through almond milk with you. I have a guest. Whoops. Hey buddy. I have a guest with me, Mr. Jude. He just woke up from his nap, go figure. So let me just go ahead and hop into making of the almond milk. I wanted to share with you how I was introduced to the idea of even doing it in the first place, and the main reason is ingredients and cost. You can get your almonds in bulk and you'll get a lower price, or you can catch them on sale. No thank you. You can catch them on sale. So a lot of times I either will order them on Amazon if I get a really good Prime deal, or I will go to Sprouts, or our local farmers market is Fraser Farms, and get them for as low as $3.99 a pound. So when they are a good low price, I hop on that and I buy them in bulk. And then what I do is, let me go ahead and go through your ingredients. So you would have almonds, and it's like a corn husk there, or a piece of the almond. You use almonds, and what I do is I get 2 cups of almonds and I soak them overnight, which then they expand, so it will then create 4 cups roughly of soaked almonds. So that's how you can maximize on that. You can use dates. I personally do unsweetened because I use it as a base in shake that we drink. Every day is our Shakeology, and it's filled with over 70 superfoods, and I can give it to my children. So I use the almond milk for that base. I also use it for pudding. It's called chia seed pudding, which is very high in proteins and good fats. So, and then you could also use it if you were going to make any type of like muffins, or if it's calling for any type of a base. But the 2 main things is our Shakeology and chia seed pudding. Those are the 2 biggest things, or maybe a oats base if you wanted to mix it with oats. So almonds, water. I use Berkey water filter system, and I will make sure to provide that in my recipe, the link for that. And my husband and I made the decision to invest in that actually when he was born, so it's been about 1.5 years. And the reason for that was because I was going and purchasing or filling up water bottles, alkaline water, and you can imagine having to do that it was like every 1.5 weeks. It became costly, but also when he was a baby, he screamed and cried anytime that we stepped foot into the van or the vehicle. So me going out was not always something I was eager to sign up for. And so that's why I pleaded with my husband that we invest in the Berkey water filter system, because all I have to do is fill up the water with the sink water, and it removes all the impurities, including fluoride. So, and then when we did the math, we did an investment about 1.5 years ago, and we have yet to have to replace our filters, and the water just tastes amazing. So this is the water that we use for everything. I can even use to cook with it because it's right here in my my filter. So when I'm done, I'll turn the camera around and I'll show it to you. So I use water, I use almonds. You can use dates if you want it sweetened a little bit. You use 2 to 3 dates per 1 cup. So if I were doing 2 cups of almonds, then you would go for 6 dates. 4 to 6 dates. I'd say just go with 6 dates. So, and then you will need a mixing bowl of some sort with a kind of a pour to it. Otherwise, when you're trying to transfer it to your container that you're going to have it poured in, it will be kind of challenging if you don't have a spout. You could also use a funnel if that's the case. You use a strainer, and my strainer happens to fit right on top of my mixing bowl, and then a handkerchief. You want a handkerchief?
Yeah.
Okay, say yes please. Please. Okay, thank you. Let's get him a handkerchief. Here, here's your handkerchief. Okay, well, you're just being a brat. Anybody have brats over here? Okay, so what you do is, oh, and then you need a high power blender. I have a Vitamix. Blendtec is also good. Ninja is also good. So what you do is you do about 3.5 cups of water per each 1 cup of soaked almonds. So I have about 2 cups of almonds and I have about 7 cups of water here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually just take off the top here. Hold on, baby. Let's pour the water in first. Okay, so I have found because of the foaming and everything that takes place when you're blending, don't go any more than 7 cups of water in an 8-cup blender. Okay, so then you have, because I'm doing 2 cups of soaked almonds, I have 7 cups of water, and I am pouring my almonds into my Vitamix. My goodness, I gotta see if you can see this. You cannot really see this because I got a big-headed little baby here. All right, you can see the gist of it. We're gonna show them. You want to show them? You want to show them? ¿You quieres leche? Leche? All right, so what I do is I start it, yes, okay, you can see what I'm doing. I start it on low and make sure that your lid, I'm so glad I thought about this. I would have had almond milk all over the place. That would have been good. Make sure your lid is fully sealed and then go ahead and press on. Give your audience a show. Takes about a minute, so you just kind of slowly increase. All the way up to 10. All done? All done? All right, and then you power it off. Again, you have your mixing bowl, you have your strainer, and then you have your handkerchief. You want to have your handkerchief kind of slightly tucked in here and all 4 corners hanging over just a tad. You do not want your handkerchief to be pouring into any of the openings of the strainer because then you're just going to have a hot almond pulpy mess. One last thing is you want to make sure that you have your pan and some parchment paper lined because that's going to be into making your almond pulp, which we will go through tomorrow. So we take this off. Me personally, I rinse off my lid and my, I rinse this off right away so that I don't have to wash it later, you know, because I'm about less work. I don't know about you. All right, no touchy. Let me just turn this off because go figure he'll touch it. All right, so then we slowly, if you pour too quickly, it will not strain in time and then you'll have the liquid pouring over. And the reason that you use a handkerchief is because you want to separate the pulp. It's kind of thick unless you're going to kind of use it straight for shake right now. It's very thick, and I don't know about you, I don't like pulpy orange juice, and I don't like pulpy almond milk. So I just pour this kind of slow and make sure that my handkerchief is around the strainer. ¿Te gusta? No, no toque. ¿Quieres?
Yeah.
Okay, I get you some. Good job. Okay, so that's all poured and that is straining. I'm just going to rinse this out again because we like less work around here. Some, please. Yeah. Say hi. You going to get Wawa? I did forget to mention you want to have a little bit of a mixing spoon to help encourage the liquid to separate. and not kind of get stuck with all the pulp at the bottom of the strainer that's now here. So it does take a couple seconds or a couple minutes. Oh, hold on. You want to mix for me?
Yeah.
Help me. Okay. Here we go. Ooh.
You're like, it's okay. And then
I am enjoying my time with all of you ladies. I hope that you are enjoying your time with me. Thank you so much for trusting me with my recipes and, you know, taking chances on my recipes and being willing to troubleshoot and stuff.
that was the best grapes.
These are recipes that I've been using for a couple of years now, and that's when I finally feel confident with sharing with others. I try a lot of stuff here at home, but it doesn't all come out good. Eating like whole and natural and trying to do things. I was not personally raised in an environment where it was just a lot of processed foods and stuff. And so it was just like, you know, you're gonna make pancakes, you buy pancake mix. You know, you're gonna make cake, you buy cake mix. You're gonna use milk, you buy milk. You know, you didn't make it. No, baby, you're making a mess. You say hi? It's my oldest son, Cameron. All right, so once it's kind of thick, let me just show you. You'll be able to see the pulp here, and it's still pretty. The liquid is still kind of coming out, but it's thick enough here to where I can start straining it and not make as much of a mess of it as I'm making. Let me pour some for him. Oh, Jude. He poured almond gunk into his sippy. All right. Okay, so then what you do is you grab all four corners, okay, and you make sure that these four openings, that you have a grip on that too. Let go. Okay, so you want to make sure that you grab everything you can, so pretty much when you grip, you are not leaving any openings for the pulp to then squirt out. And then you just go with your hand and you twist the rest of it. I know, huh? I get it for you right now. Ahorita agarralo. Voy a agarrar, okay?
So what should I put on it? I don't know.
So a common question is, how much does this cost essentially to make? Well, if you buy almonds at a bulk price, but they're not on sale, so let's just say if you order them from Amazon, you would probably pay, you can get them as low as like $6.50, $6.75 a pound, okay? It takes, and it's, I think that's a 4-pound bag. So let's just say that you use roughly about a pound to make 64 ounces of almond milk. Now I think it's about a half pound to make 64 ounces. Plus you're making almond flour, which almond flour is like $8.99 a pound. So it's gonna roughly cost you about the same price. So we'll just say $3 or $4. I'd say it's about $3 to make the almond milk, and it will get you 64 ounces. But you also get almond flour. And the other thing is when you buy almond milk at the store, you are still purchasing almond milk with added ingredients, because it does have to last. Like, it has to be able to be shelved in the refrigerator. The other thing is, how long does something like this last? I would say you're going to get the best of taste if you have it within 2 to 3 days. I would not let it go more than about 5 days. If you are going to be going somewhere out of town, or in my case, I was using it for him when I went from breast milk to milk without using breast milk. I went for almond milk, and what I did was I used my breast milk bags and I put them in the bags, and I froze them at 4 ounces or 5 ounces a pop. Once you freeze it and then you thaw it out, the consistency doesn't look great. It doesn't look like it is good, but it is good. I wouldn't use it like to serve somebody milk with. I would use it like as your base for something. No. You're gonna go up? Go ahead, it's off. Okay, so you do have to take a little time to make sure that all of your liquid is separated from here. As you can see, I'm still working on this. And you gotta be very careful also that you don't tear your handkerchief. I've done that. Up. Okay, so that it feels pretty dry, and the way that you can tell that it's dry is if you just try squeezing, it's going to take a lot more effort. Got a little bit more out of there. But when you try squeezing it or when you shake everything up, you can tell like it's separating. It's not sticking together nearly as much. And then I'm just going to pour that here onto my tray, which I will show you right now, and then rinse off the handkerchief. So I'm just going to rinse off my hand really quick. Up. So this is what it looks like, your almond pulp. And in case you're planning on making almond milk today, I'm just going to tell you what you do with your pulp, and then tomorrow we will finish that. So you just try to like crumble the little pieces. If they are big chunks, you can try to crumble those and separate it as far apart as you can on the tray. Let me show that to you. So this is what it will look like, and you put it to bake for 170 or at 170 for about 8 hours. If I turn it on now, I'll probably turn it off when I go to bed tonight. I'll come back to that so I don't take any more of your time. Anybody have a third child that works every ounce of your patience? Anybody? Okay, so here is your... this is the jar that I use. You can purchase these, and I will include it in the link of where you can purchase these. You can also, if you have previously purchased, there's a certain brand of milk at Sprouts for me, and this jar it's pretty much mirrored to that brand. It just has the brand of the milk on here. So, anyways, I love using the glass jars. You could also use mason jars. My husband, he was liking it where I bought mason jars and individually poured them into the jars. That way he could just make his shake right away. Sam, get this? Oh, here, let me get your cup. Okay, say please. Please. Okay, here's some. So it's ready to pour. Here we go. Okay. So then you just pour it into here. And as you can see, it gets you just about 64 ounces. You could even just top this off with water and bring it up to the top and shake it, and it will be just fine. And that is almond milk. So just to recap, 1 cup of soaked almonds makes, 1 cup of unsoaked raw almonds makes 2 cups of soaked almonds, okay? So what I do is I get 2 cups of raw almonds, I soak them overnight, and that makes 4 cups of soaked almonds. And then what I do is I cut those in half, I put those in the fridge, and that way like 2 to 3 days later when I'm ready, please stop. 2 to 3 days later when I'm ready, I just take them out of the fridge. Oh my gosh, she's gonna spill this. take it out of the fridge, and then I make them. So 1 cup of raw almonds gives you 2 cups of soaked almonds. The 2 cups of soaked almonds with 7 cups of filtered water or distilled water or alkaline water. I wouldn't encourage tap water. It probably will encourage for it to go bad quicker. Blend it, strain it, and squeeze. And I'm gonna go. Thank you so much for your time. Please share if you are. Please share if you have used almond milk, what brands, and if you're planning on trying it. And welcome to my life. Oops, sorry. Off. Oh my gosh. Oh, hold on. Since he's quiet, let me show you the Berkey. This is the Berkey. So you fill it up here, and it filters through here, and then there's a spigot. That's the Berkey. Thanks, guys.